السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين، أما بعد. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: قل متاع الدنيا قليل والآخرة خير لمن اتقى ولا تظلمون فتيلا. Which means, say, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the enjoyment of this world is less, is very short, is so minimal, and the real life is in the hereafter, and it is much better for those who seek the meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and those who are trying to achieve the piety and the righteousness. Many ayat in the Quran attract the attention of the Muslim to the reality of this world, that he should not get so indulged and involved in it to the point that he will forget about his meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he should avoid things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibits, because in certain cases the person might do anything that displeases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just for the sake of this dunya, just to achieve some benefits, although he or she knows that sooner or later they are going to leave it, or they are going to leave them. One of two things definitely is going to happen. Either he will leave this world, or this world will leave him. But it is not going to be forever, and it is not going to be permanent. So the Muslim will take this dunya as a means to achieve the goals in the hereafter, not as a target and not as a goal in itself. Because once the person takes it as a goal, he's going to do anything, and underline the word anything, just to achieve any kind of benefits related to this world. And whatever we have, we're going to leave it, and we're going to be responsible for it, and we're going to be asked about it before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a very interesting story from Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. And in this story, we see how this world is very deceiving. And regardless of how much the person will get, eventually he leaves it. And nothing will benefit the person except what he has put forward for himself with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his saving account. Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam had disciples, and one day he had a trip with one of his disciples. They were walking together, going somewhere. And then Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam asked his disciple if he can go to the nearest town or city to bring them some food, because they were hungry. The man went and he brought some food for them. And Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was praying at the time when the man came. The man came, waited for him to finish his prayer, but the prayer of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was a little bit longer. So the man brought 3 loaves of bread from that city, from that town. And he came, and because the prayer was long, so he ate one of the 3 loaves of bread without telling Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam about it. When he finished his prayer, he asked him, "What is the food?" And he had given him the 2 loaves of bread. Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam had the knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala how much food this man brought. It was not about the food that he brought, it was not about the number of the loaves of bread, but it was about the honesty and the trustworthiness of this person. That a person might lie. And lying is a big thing. Just for achieving a trivial benefit, small benefit of this world. Subhanallah. So Prophet Isa asked the man, where is the third loaf of bread? And the man made an oath. He swore to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There were only 2 loaves of bread. And he insisted on that. And Prophet Isa knew that he had brought 3. But now he wanted to teach this man a lesson. So he wanted him to learn from his mistake. And took him, and they moved forward. And then Prophet Isa والسلام, they were sitting in one place, and they got dhabi. Dhabi is a deer, razaf. And they slaughtered it, and they grilled it, and they were sitting to eat. And then Prophet Isa والسلام, told the man, stop, don't eat. He made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring this animal to life again, after it was slaughtered and after it was ready to be eaten. And that was one of the miracles of Prophet Isa والسلام. He said, وَأُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ, and I bring the dead to life by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wanted to show the man some miracles in order to make him just pay more attention to the hereafter, to the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the trust in Allah azza wa jal, and not to lie just for the sake of some benefits in this world. And we look at ourselves, how many times every day that we may make a mistake, we may commit a sin, we may even lie, we may even try different ways just to achieve any kind of benefits. Prophet Isa والسلام, made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring this animal back to life. And it was brought to life. And the man was astonished. You bring the dead to life? He said, yes, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But listen, by Allah, the one who had shown you this miracle, who ate the third loaf of bread? He said, Wallahi, it was only 2. And the man still insisted and did not learn the lesson and did not get the admonition. So Prophet Isa والسلام, took him and they walked. And they wanted to cross the river to the other side. And there was no bridge, no boat, nothing. And Prophet Isa والسلام, took the man from his hand and told him, we're going to walk on the surface of the water and to cross to the other side. And the man said, this is not possible. We're going to drown. Prophet Isa والسلام, said to him, just come with me. He took him from his hand. They crossed. They walked on the surface of the water to the other side. The man, it is more amazing. How can you walk on the surface of the water? This is a miracle. And we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides the prophets with miracles, not for the benefit of the prophets, but to make sure that they are the prophets of Allah, and to confirm to the people that they are the prophets of Allah, and to make the people believe in them and accept them. And that's why Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in his hadith, ما من نبي من الأنبياء إلا وأعطي من الآيات ما مثله آمن عليه البشر. There is no prophet from the prophets of Allah but was given a miracle or a sign because of which the people believed in him. And he said, the greatest miracle that I have been given is the Holy Quran. وَكَانَ الَّذِي أُعْطِيتُهُ وَحْيًا أَوْحَاهُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ فَأَرْجُو أَنْ أَكُونَ أَكْثَرَهُمْ تَابِعًا. And that's why I hope that I will be having more followers on the Day of Judgment. So they crossed to the other side. The man was amazed at this miracle. And he asked Prophet Isa والسلام, how did you do that? And he said, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember, even when Allah talks about the miracles of Prophet Isa والسلام, in the Quran, every time he mentions any miracles, he said, bi'idhnillah, by the will of Allah. Never ever Prophet Isa والسلام, related anything to himself, that he is doing it himself. Otherwise, the people will have an excuse to believe in him as a God or as the Son of God. Every time he related to Allah. It is by the will of Allah and the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Prophet Isa said to the man, by the one, by Allah, who had shown you this miracle, who ate the third loaf of bread? He said, Wallahi, it was only two. Then Prophet Isa took him and they walked. They were walking until they reach a place where there's like too much sand in this place. They sit in this place, and Prophet Isa made 3 piles of sand. 3 big piles of the sand. And he prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, change this sand into gold. The 3 piles of sand will change into gold. Imagine. That's a big wealth. That's something now deserves more attention. The man was really shocked. How did you do that? And now Prophet Isa said to him, now listen, we're going to divide now. This first pile of gold is mine. And this second pile of gold is yours. And this third pile of gold is for the one who ate the third loaf of bread. Then the man said, I am the one who ate the third loaf of bread. Now at this point, he admitted it. He admitted it for the sake of this dunya. He did not admit it when he had seen the first 2 miracles. Because the first 2 miracles, reviving the dead, walking in the surface of the water, it's a miracle. But it was not of that benefit for this man. He lied in the beginning, and now he's admitting his lie because he is going to achieve. He lied in the beginning just for the sake of the loaf of bread. And now he is lying. Now he is admitting his lie in order to gain this big amount of gold. Then Prophet Isa said to him, you know what? Since you lie for something very small and trivial in this world, I have nothing to do with you. You are not my disciple anymore. And these 3 piles of gold are yours. Just take them. And he left him and went his way. And Prophet Isa by Allah's revelation, he knew, by Allah's knowledge, he knew what's going to happen to this man. Now imagine, from nowhere, from nothing, the man had this big amount of gold, this great wealth. Now he's sitting next to this big wealth and is now thinking and planning his life, what he's going to do, how many houses he's going to build, how much land he's going to buy, what he's going to do with this amount of money. He became maybe one of the wealthiest people in the world, subhanallah. While he's sitting and thinking about the plans and the future of this wealth, then 3 thieves, 3 robbers came. Imagine, they found the man by himself next to this big amount of gold. What they were going to do? They killed the man in order to take the money, to take the wealth, and to take the gold. They killed him, and now they are 3, and they want to divide. But subhanallah, they were hungry, and they said, we need someone to go and get us food. They sent somebody to get them food. He went, and the 2 were sitting next to the gold. They talked to each other. They said, you know what? Instead of dividing by 3, which is an easy division, let's, when this man come now, at the time when this dunya gets in interfering in the relationship among the friends, friendship is gone. Because if the friendship is just for the sake of this world and for the sake of this dunya, just to forget it. At the first time that the friend who is just taking you as a friend for the sake of this dunya, the first time that he is going to achieve some benefits from somewhere else, he's going to abandon you. He's going to leave you alone. But if the friendship is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is a real brotherhood for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and for the sake of the akhirah, and he is a real friend, regardless of your circumstances and your situation, whether you're wealthy, you're poor, you have, you don't have, you need or you don't need, he is going to continue to be your friend. And a friend in need is a friend indeed. And subhanallah, they had a plan. They said, when he comes, we're going to kill him, and instead of dividing by 3, we're going to divide by 2. which makes it bigger for us. At the same time, the man who went to bring the food, he had a plan. He said, I'm going to bring the food to them, put poison in the food, they will eat and they will die, and I will end up taking the entire wealth. He had his plan and they have their plan. He came immediately before eating. They killed him. They sit down to eat, they eat the food, they die. Now imagine the 3 piles of gold did not move from their place. They are still dead. The disciple of Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, the 3 thieves, the 3 robbers, they died. 4 people are dead next to them. And Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam came back to the same spot. And he looked at his disciple. He looked at the other people. And he cried. And he said, هَكَذَا تَفْعَلُ الدُّنْيَا بِأَهْلِهَا. This is how this dunya does to its people. When the person gets in so much love of this dunya and forgets about his meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's what's going to happen to him. The dunya will be as it is, in its place. It will not go away. The land that we own, it will be in its place. It will not go away, and we leave it. We are in our grave and we leave it for the inheritors. The house that we have, it will be in its place. It will not move anywhere, and we will leave it to our inheritors. But what we are going to take with us is our righteous actions and good deeds, our good relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our good manners, our kindness, our compassion, what we do for others, and what we do for the family, what we do for the relatives, what we do for our brothers and sisters. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُم مِّنْ خَيْرٍ تَجِدُوهُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ هُوَ خَيْرًا وَأَعْظَمَ أَجْرًا. Whatever you forward for yourself of goodness, you will see it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more rewarded by Allah Azza wa Jal. And this what we are going to take with us. Nothing whatsoever from this dunya. So it's not worth it. To lie for the sake of it, to deceive the people because of it, to do any kind of thing just to achieve these gains. Remember, always remember Allah saying, قُلْ مَتَاعُ الدُّنْيَا قَلِيلٌ. قُلْ مَتَاعُ الدُّنْيَا قَلِيلٌ. Say, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the enjoyment of this dunya is very less, is very short. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من أهله ومن أهل الآخرة وخاصته. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from those that have understood the reality of this dunya and had forwarded for themselves what will benefit them with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى ومن العمل ما ترضى برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا واستر عيوبنا واشرح صدورنا وبلغنا مما يرضيك آمالنا. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية في الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية في ديننا ودنيانا وأهلينا وأموالنا. اللهم استر عوراتنا وآمن روعاتنا. اللهم احفظنا من بين أيدينا ومن خلفنا وعن أيماننا وعن شمائلنا ومن فوقنا. ونعوذ بعظمتك اللهم أن نغتال من تحتنا. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. جزاكم الله خير.